little bit of missed micro there. All those Zealots coming in first. Zealots were good against this army, but the problem is he didn't engage together. And now the Guardian Shields are up. And Guardian Shields and Sentries in general are very important against Terran. Always get those Guardian Shields going for you. A lot of players like Force Fields, as do I. I'm just not good with Force Fields. I need to practice with them, but Guardian Shield is an amazing ability. It's not used as often as it should.
Yes. You know, it's really amazing the losses that blue and red took in that little skirmish. Considering they have this advantage in army and economy at the moment, just because it's practically a 1v2 at the moment, as I'm completely out of the game. But really, they took way more losses than one would first expect. I mean, considering it was one army versus two, so ICEFANG's army did very well here. His composition was very balanced, and that just came out in our favor, and we're better off for it.
Yeah, if you compare the units lost tab right now, you can see that overall they lost about 32,000 versus my 2425. So definitely a good win there. It helps put us back in this game right now. You know, Ravens, they didn't kill Raven 100%. You know, those damn Terrans always floating away because freaking overpowered.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, good Raven Terran friend. He's rebuilding himself, getting out those siege tank and marines. It's one of his favorite builds. So make sure when you're playing against us, you always counter that build.
Right. Alright, let's see here. Red Terran is turtling a bit. He's got 5 siege tanks. Just playing defensively, sieged up inside his base. It'll do very good if we try to do any counter push, considering we won that little engagement. Or rather, ICEFANG won that engagement. And really, there's not much need for him to be in his base. He should be being aggressive. He should be moving about. They do still have the advantage in terms of overall game. We got a little sneaky pylon here that you could work in some sneaky tech there. We'll see.
Now, this is a really important point to bring up that Raven and I often discuss in games. Yeah, of course we can't see what they're doing, so we are kind of playing in the dark right now. And the thought is, we just won. Well, you know, not just. We won that battle recently. So should we push that advantage and try to kill them, or should we not? And in my opinion, against Terrans, especially with the siege tanks, no overpowered jokes going on here. They're really good defensive units, and trying to attack a Terran wall off with siege tanks, you will die. So generally against Terran, I like to push the advantage by expanding. So either you rush and try to end it, or expand. And generally, I suggest expanding, especially for newer players, because it requires a lot more micro to focus on that win there. And here we got another engagement here. A lot of this micro on my side. I need those Zealots in front. Always get those Zealots in front.
Yeah, and those 5 siege tanks in the back are just blasting away at our forces. We have to get the heck out of there. Now, if we look on the production tab, we see that ICEFANG is grabbing those Zealot charge, which is just so good. I think it's really what's that word? What am I looking for? It's
underused.
Yeah, underused. It's underrated. That's the word I was looking for. It's very underrated. And if you're playing Protoss and if you have a chance to get Zealot legs in charge, grab it, because it's good against these Marines, it's good against siege tanks, good against Stalkers, and because Zealots then are so fast and their damage output gets really high once they get in there and start slashing away.
Okay, so now you see here, Protoss player only had Stalkers, 5 Stalkers, and now he's got 3 Zealots in there. That's a better army composition, but you know, with the Xel'Naga Watchtowers, they don't know we have those. And that defensive advantage, if we ran in there, we would be completely destroyed. Right now, Raven's completely, you know, he's open. He's only got 1 siege tank at his base, and we are a big disadvantage. But with those Xel'Naga Watchtowers, we're able to see when they move out. Now they're moving out, though. We know we got to move in and scissor them to death.
Yeah, and here they come. They're huge force. This is what I'd been fearing when I was playing this game. I did not have sight of the high ground, so I was at a really at a disadvantage just in my positioning of my base. Luckily, though, ICEFANG army ambushes them, catches them from behind. There's a beautiful flank here. These Zealots with their charge are able to get into the siege tanks and really tear up that metal, while I'm slowly reinforcing the battle. These Stalkers are in here, not doing much damage. They should be focusing on these SCVs, trying to get as much economic damage as possible, but they don't, and these Zealots just have a heyday.
Now, remember, Terran players, if someone catches your tanks out of position, like in that position, where you couldn't really retreat them, and the damage you would do with them, because they're fairly slow, isn't very good, don't ever siege them up, because they're not good sieged up close range. If he had unsieged them, he probably could have done the same or better damage overall.
That's a very good point. Siege tanks' DPS is actually quite high when they're unsieged. It's whereas in siege mode, they do 50 damage splash over 3 seconds. When they're unsieged, they'll do 75 damage in a little over 3 seconds, like 3 seconds and 0.12. But yeah, definitely try to keep them unsieged if the situation calls for it.
Right now the blue Protoss.
Yeah.
Blue Protoss just got a Dark Shrine. He just warped in.
Oh
his
yeah,
first 4
yeah, there it
Dark
is.
Templar.
Oh yeah, the little sneaky tech.
Those are definitely going to play a part in the game. And I just got for a High Templar Shrine. And, to tell you the truth, I do like going High Templar. They're my favorite unit. So generally, if I can, if it seems like a feasible option, if I'm going gate heavy, I love to get High Templar.
Yeah, 8 gates.
And so basically, we're going to have 2 Protoss going each other. The dark side versus the high side. Who's going to win?
Oh, we are, of course. All right, let's see here.
And Raven, go ahead and discuss your Terran base versus his Terran base.
Oh, okay. Well, let's take a look here. I have 2 factories, so my tank production is pretty decent. He has 2 factories as well, so he matches me there. His starport is pumping out Vikings, so he's playing versus me, as in like a TVT. Luckily, I have a reactor on my starport, so I've got a slight advantage there. Ooh, kind of ran a barracks in there just for a little bit of scouting information. So let's see. Yeah, I've got a good vision of his base now.